All right, let's continue on with this lesson. This is still lesson H.02. Now we have something called the head minus tail test. Two vectors are equivalent if the head minus the tail of one vector is the same as the head minus tail of the other vector. Okay, and if you think back to what we just did, the head minus tail from A to B is 3, 4, and the head minus tail here is also 3, 4. And we have two equivalent vectors. All right. So what this is saying is that if I have vector AB, and it's equivalent to, we'll just use an equal sign, CD, if these two vectors are equivalent, well, I'll say these two are equivalent if the tail of AB minus the head of AB is equal to the tail of DC minus the head of DC. Okay? If these two are equal, I know I've got two equal vectors. So, given 2 points, A and B, and the origin, the point A plus B creates the fourth vertex of a parallelogram. Now, normally in class I would have you do this on your own, but we're not in class. So, I've got this quadrant 1 set up, and I've got the points A at 2, 5, B at 10, 1, and the origin. All right, so let's put a dot at the origin. That's easy enough to find. There's point O at 0, 0. Let's go find A. A is at 2, 5, 2, 4, 5. So there's point A at 2, 5. And B is at 10, 1. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 1. So here's point B at 10, 1. Now it says A plus B creates the fourth vertex of a parallelogram, sorry. So I'm going to figure out what A plus B is. Here's point A at 2, 5. And here's point B at 10, 1. And if I add these, A plus B is at 12, 6. So let's plot that. That's 10, 11, 12, 2, 4, and 6. So this is A plus B at 12, 6. Okay, well, look what happens. If I connect all these, I've got a parallelogram. Can you see the parallelogram? Now, how does this relate to what we're doing? Look, if I were to go from 0 up to A and from A up to B, see how those are two vectors? I've got the vector OA, and then I'm going to turn and go on the vector A to A plus B. I end up at this point. Or I could go from O to B, so the vector OB, and then from B up to A plus B, the vector A plus B. So I could do this, but the combination is equivalent each way to a single vector of O, A plus B. All right? So what that's telling you is that you can add vectors and you get to the same place. All right? So I hope that gets you started on this vector unit. Remember to bring any questions to the discussion.